Hi everyone, this is Jay, and I'm here with Van. And I'm excited because today marks a moment when we are going to study Jesus' Beatitudes together. One by one by one, we're going to focus on his teaching from Matthew chapter 5, specifically verses 3 through 12. So, Van, as we get started, one of the things that we read consistently in the Beatitudes is that Jesus pronounces a blessing. He said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are those who mourn." And yet he has a very particular meaning about that word. But Van, before we go there, how do we in contemporary English, how do we often use that word blessed?
When we say that we're blessed, or when we hear people say that, it's because they're usually experiencing prosperity, whether in health or at their job or money, relationships, whatever it is. But it usually is bound up in some kind of material prosperity.
Well said. And yet, when Jesus pronounces blessings, he's really focused on the way that God views people, specifically the character of his kingdom citizens. And we'll explore that in more detail. But Van, just get us started. Just read Matthew chapter 5, verse 3 and verse 10.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs.
So we'll talk about this in more detail, but one thing is clear. Jesus is pronouncing a blessing and he is pronouncing a reward. And the reward in verse 3 and the reward in verse 10 is that the kingdom of heaven is theirs. In both verses, the kingdom of heaven is theirs. And that's what Jesus' way of framing this entire discussion around this truth, that kingdom citizens have certain characteristics and kingdom citizens are blessed by God the Father with particular rewards. And that's why we're going to organize this whole conversation around what are the character qualities and the blessings, the rewards of God's kingdom citizens.